Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Aquarius, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, which are all found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Aquarius, I hope that you're doing well. This is a special bonus reading all about what your ancestors, your passed away loved ones would like to communicate with you at this time, and it is inspired by the crystal that I was intuitively drawn to for your reading today, which is this beautiful, it's even more beautiful in like the daylight. It's kind of nighttime right now, so I have nighttime light on, but it's a mookaite crystal, and it's used for grounding. So grounding crystals are good, like when we're feeling like we're spiraling out of control, we hold on to a grounding crystal, focus our intentions inward, pull ourselves together. But it's also known as the crystal of family lineage healing. Family lineage healing. And so Spirit really wanted me to talk about what your ancestors would like to tell you. So I'm going to be using 3 decks for your reading today. The Shaman's Dream Oracle for the overall energy, the Radiant Wilds Tarot for your tarot reading, and a card at the end from the Wisdom of the Oracle for your advice from Spirit. Cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Thank you. You got number 60, which reduces to a 6, the Lover's card of the Major Arcana, Gemini energy, talking about divine partnership, but also talking about being at a choice point. And the word is Watchers, transpersonal. The Watchers, transpersonal. Sorry, I'm trying to have it focus. It's difficult to do. But basically, honestly, this seems like what would be described as like a totem pole or a totem of some kind. There's carvings and figures in this rock face. The one at the top, you know, looks like they could be something tribal, but it also resembles like a lion head here. Oh, there we go. It just focused. I hope you can see that. So there's a lot of wisdom, right? For some reason, I've been really turned off to the word wisdom lately, and I don't know why that is. Sorry, I just have to get a drink of water. I don't know why that is. I think because lately I've been questioning wisdom. Because most people would say that it comes with this level of experience. But then I meet some beautiful souls that seem to have a kind of wisdom that comes from a deep knowingness. Like when you talk to certain children, they haven't had life experience, at least on this planet, for very long. And yet, sometimes they speak like the truthiest truths. They say the most incredible, sage-like things. And I see wisdom in that. Sometimes I see wisdom in my animals, my pets, in their eyes. So there's something to it. There's something to you seeking out truth and wisdom, and perhaps finding it in unlikely sources. The words are watchers, transpersonal. So perhaps you are aware that your legacy is kind of all eyes on you right now. Maybe this runs in your family. There could be a lot of expectation put upon you, and people are kind of watching to see what you'll do. And yet you're trying to exceed not only their expectation, but your own. And that could mean completely shaking up the system, right? So like, let's say you are looking to completely change your career. And you're in your middle age, for example, that could really shake up the system with your family unit, just starting from scratch. But you know that it's calling out to you, almost in a spiritual way. It's like those people who work for corporate businesses for like 15 years, and then one day they're just like, I've had enough, and they start a bakery, and they're the happiest they've ever been. That kind of thing. Sooner or later, the calling gets to you, and you can't ignore it anymore. You have to step into your power, step into your calling. So I'm going to get 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, future. At the end, I will pull 1 card from the wisdom of the oracle, which will be advice from Spirit. Wow. Okay, 6 cards on the table. Past energy, quite remarkable actually. 2 cards in succession, meaning they follow right after one another in the tarot, which I was just telling Gemini, it's not as common as you would think. There's 78 cards in a typical deck, and it's been shuffled and shuffled and shuffled because Aquarius, as you know, you're last but not least in any of the series that I do for the signs. And so this deck has been shuffled 1,000 times. You got the Queen of Cups in the reverse, the King of Cups in the upright. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine of the suit of Cups, which is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It's water energy. Talks about feelings, emotions, compassion, friendship, love. By the time we reach the King and the Queen, there's a sense of mastery over the suit. There's a maturity of our emotions. There's a maturity behind love and how we accept love, how we give love. When I see the Queen of Cups in reverse, though, because this is Cancer energy, Queen of Cups, Scorpio energy, King of Cups. When I see the Queen of Cups in reverse, it doesn't mean that we're not giving our love. It means that we are choosing to love ourselves first, not in a narcissistic way or a selfish way, but in a way that honors who we are. So in your past energy, I see there's this balance coming into play, because I don't see these as 2 different people. I see this as the Divine Masculine side and the Divine Feminine side of who you are. We all have that, because it has nothing to do with gender. It's just how we talk about the energy. The kind of more aggressive doer, action taker, and the more passive receiver. So there's this beautiful balance coming in, even just the way that this character is sitting, like the way that they're both sitting. They're on their haunches, right? They're on their backsides and just calm, real calm. So I feel as though there's this deep knowing that you've recently come into, like this, I don't want to say wisdom, I want to say deep knowing, but this understanding within your very core. Because now I'm looking at your Aquarius cover card. You can see the core energy there. And this core of your being. Knowing and understanding how powerful your love is. That's really powerful, you know? It's like it's like knowing your value. When we know what our value is, especially in terms of how important our love is, then people can't take advantage of it. They can try, they probably do, but when we value ourselves, we then do not tolerate anything less than what we deserve. And that seems really important. In the present energy, your first major arcana, you're actually 2 major arcanas here in your present energy, so very divinely guided, very powerful. Number 13, the Death card, again, a Scorpio energy. You could be dealing with a Scorpio or have Scorpio in prominent placements in your chart. It's clarified, this is in reverse. It's clarified by the number 8, the Strength card, Leo energy, all about identity, the ego. There's something here that you are trying to bring to a close with the Death card in reverse. You haven't quite closed the chapter yet. The door has not closed on it yet, but you are understanding that there's something that cannot come with you, whether it's a person, place, or thing, an experience, that it could be like a narrative. It no longer serves a productive function in your life, and you want to bring it to a close, and that process could be kind of painful. It could be fraught. And here you are really trying to maintain your composure. You might feel a little off balance though, because this character seems a little off balance to me. Could be trying to maintain your composure. Trying not to let on that this process is more difficult and hurtful perhaps than you anticipated, or that anyone else perceives. For some reason, there's like because I see this Watcher's energy, it's like it's not to say that you care what other people think, but at the same time, you're not really interested in letting people in to any misgivings or insecurities that you may be feeling at this time. What does the Death card have to do with, Spirit? What are we trying to bring to a close? Two cards came out. Major Arcana number 0, the Fool energy. Fool card talks about taking a great leap of faith, but in the reverse, it's like not taking too many risks. And the 10 of Swords. This is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. You can see here, just like, see if I can focus that with my, it's not going to do it again, but 10 of Swords boxed in. 10 of Swords is usually nightmare energy to the nth degree, like we've been leveled. I don't feel as though it's like a total leveling for you, but I do feel like you feel that you're in it on your own. You're isolated out here. And even taking this great leap of faith, you have to do it's like you're doing everything by yourself. All of these cards, there's only one person featured, or one entity. There's a lot. I feel like you're going through a lot of internal landscape, internal reckoning. There's a reckoning happening, and you know, we can't live other people's lives for them. They can't live it for us. So you could be feeling really alone right now. I don't want to say lonely, because it's not like you don't have people surrounding you, friends and everything, but the strife, and you know, it's the dark night of the soul in a way, your spiritual awakening. It's a very solitary process until you realize that spirit is with you every step of the way. You're, you know, who also could be watching, your ancestors, especially because I see this kind of light source up here. It could be really difficult for you right now to understand that if you're not used to it. Like if you're not used to saying, oh, well, you know, I talked to my spirit guides this morning and they told me to do this and whatever, or just listen to your intuition like that. If you haven't like flexed that muscle, which I feel as though many of you have, but if you're not sure of how that works, you can feel very isolated. I still feel isolated, and I'm very close with my spirit team. I feel very close with my spirit team, my archangels. Like I feel like I have a lot of protection around me. But there are times when I cry out to spirit, because it's like, where are you? Like, I haven't heard from you lately. No ear ringing, no nothing. It's like I get a little bit of an attitude, and then they like show me something pretty miraculous, and I was like, oh, okay, you were there. Sorry. And then you just gotta think, well, maybe they haven't shown themselves because you haven't asked for their help. Because they're not here to interfere unless you're in like danger. But it's almost like they want you to ask. They're waiting. It seems weird that your spirit guides would be waiting on standby, but they kind of are. They're eternal. They're infinite. So it's not like you're taking up too much of their time. They can be everywhere all at the same time. At least that's how I believe. That's what I believe. So anytime you feel like, oh, am I bothering my spirit guides? No. I mean, they may give you a hard time sometimes. My spirit guides I always like to say my spirit guides are very funny. But, you know, they teach me some lessons too. They humble me sometimes. I have to laugh at it, because sometimes they're very funny. They're very funny. My spirit guides are very funny in the way that they humble me. And if it's not funny, I feel their love. If the lesson is serious and intense and I cry out for them, they're there. So I think that you're kind of having to reconcile all of this. And right now it could be really difficult because this is all you feel. But it's almost like I can see them with you. They're right there with you. But they can't live your life for you. You have to decide of whether or not you're going to take the leap of faith. And your future potential is really beautiful, but it's still a little fraught. Ace of Pentacles. Aces bring new from spirit. This is what they want to bring you, this beautiful gem. Look at how beautiful that is. It's ethereal. It's everything. Ten of Pentacles is abundance. Excuse me, Ace of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is abundance. Ace of Pentacles is the promise and the possibility of abundance that it's up to you to grab hold of. Spirit wants to present it to you, but it's up to you. It's up to you to grab hold of. There is some hesitation. 9 of Swords. There's this worry and strife and inner conflict. What is this Ace of Pentacles? What could it lead to, Spirit? 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Wish fulfillment. You're going through your dark night of the soul. You look in the mirror. You may not recognize yourself. Or you look in the mirror and you see an endless possibility. Like the endless possibility of the sky, you know? The window into another world. Your relationship with the divine. I was talking about that in a reading the other day. I don't know. Who is it for? Virgo, maybe? Like, have you ever done that exercise? I did that exercise in art school once. The project was, it was a photo class because I studied photography in school. And like when we still had like manual cameras and we had to develop our own film. This was right before digital. And so the project was self-portrait. And so I was trying to take a picture of myself in the mirror. And if you've even taken your phone and tried to do that, it's kind of awkward. It's kind of weird. And so I just stared at myself one day. I remember exactly where I was in my dorm room. And I just stared at myself in the mirror for like, probably like 10 minutes. And after about minute 5, I started to panic. Because what the reflection that I was looking at, I felt was not me. I could not see the true form of myself. It was a little bit of an existential crisis, I won't lie. And that was like over, how old am I now? I mean, it was over 20 years, 25 years ago. More. Where I just did not recognize myself. That my outside does not match my inside. Right? So that's terrifying. And if you're going through a dark night of the soul, that you face that demon down. You face that down. But then you come out kind of like on the other side and you realize I'm infinite. We are all infinite. But you have to be brave enough to kind of face it. And when you do, 9 of Cups, wishes come true. And that's not being facetious. Things have come true for me that I cannot explain. I mean, I can explain it, and I give it up to Spirit. So I'm going to get a card of advice from Wisdom of the Oracle. This is for Aquarius. Chop wood. It's a very popular card. 42. Introduces to his 6, the Lover's card in the Major Arcana, Gemini energy. Chop wood. Let's read from the book. This is chop wood. Being grounded in everyday experience. Humility. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it be to let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which brings you ever closer to what you seek. So that is your reading, Aquarius. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Aquarius.